And as some scholars said, whenever reading Quran is mentioned, in order to get the full capacity or the full virtues of reading the Quran, then at least you need to be aware of what you read when you read. Let me say this again. In order to get the full reward of, or the full virtue of anything in the Quran when you read it, you need to read it and to be aware of what you read when you read. So you don't read and your mind is somewhere else. Yeah? You read and your mind is in what you read. This also means that you need to read and you need to understand what you read. Okay? So two things. You need to understand the basics of what you read and what? To be aware of what you read when you read it. Okay? So many people, when they read, they read by their tongues and their minds and hearts are somewhere else. Yeah? Especially those who read in Arabic. Maybe in English, okay, this is different. But reading the translation of the Quran is not as virtuous as reading what? Reading Quran itself, which is the Arabic Quran. In my visit to Saudi Arabia, just in this Hajj, we went to pray in one small mosque in Riyadh. So I sat, and a person sat, he's in middle 50s, sat next to me, and he started to read Quran. Subhanallah, in just one line he made maybe 4 or 5 mistakes. And then I started to correct him, and he accepted it. And then I said, okay, carry on, keep reading. And I started to correct him. When he noticed that I am correcting him, he started to make less mistakes. I was reflecting upon this, and I said, subhanallah, this means that if people want to make minimum mistakes when reading Quran, they can make it. But because they read and they do not think of the basic meanings of the Quran, they make so many mistakes, and some of those mistakes you can really laugh, okay, of what they read. It doesn't make sense. This is even wrong. Yeah? And I remember, not in this incident, but in a previous similar incident, a person read from Surah Al Imran. Yeah? In the beginning of the surah, زُيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ حُبُّ الشَّهَوَاتِ مِنَ النِّسَاءِ وَالْبَنِينَ وَالْقَنَاطِيرِ الْمُقَنطَرَةِ مِنَ الذَّهَبِ وَالْفِضَّةِ وَالْخَيْلِ الْمُسَوَّمَةِ وَالْأَنْعَامِ وَالْحَرْثِ ذَلِكَ مَتَاعُ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا والله عنده حسن المآب قل أنبئكم بخير من ذلكم للذين اتقوا عند ربهم جنات تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها وأزواج مطهرة ورضوان من الله والله بصير بالعباد. And then Allah جل وعلا praised those عباد الذين يقولون ربنا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار الصابرين والصادقين والقانتين والمنفقين والمستغفرين بالأسحار. Allah جل وعلا is praising those عباد who preferred the akhirah over the dunya. So he mentioned as-sabirina was-sadiqina wal-qanitin, those who have sabr, those who have qunut, and those who make what? Wal-munfiqina, those who spend for the sake of Allah. So the person next to me, he read wal-munafiqina wal-mustaghfirina bil-ashar. I said, can you read it again? He said, وَالْمُنَافِقِينَ وَالْمُسْتَغْفِرِينَ. I said, can you read it again? I was really disturbed. And then when I asked him to read again, he said, what's wrong? I said, just read it. He said, وَالصَّابِرِينَ وَالصَّادِقِينَ وَالْقَانِتِينَ وَالْمُنَافِقِينَ وَالْمُنْفِقِينَ. I'm so sorry. I said, don't apologize to me. You need to apologize to Allah because you are reading what Allah Jalla wa Ala said wrongly. You made the munafiqeen among those who are being praised by Allah. He said, oh Allah, astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah, you are right, you are right. Why? Because we don't pay attention to what? Just the basic meanings of the Quran when we read it. And this is what? A musibah. Okay? طبعا sometimes the person might make mistakes, or he might, when he reads quickly for ibadah, he might make some mistakes, but the person at least should put attention and should spend time and put some effort in order to what? To understand what he is reading, the basic meanings. And as we said that in order to cure your heart, you need to contemplate on what you read, not just read like this and you just flip the meaning upside down.